March 2023 County Commission meeting to order. Welcome all of our guests here tonight. I know we have some from different groups, Leadership Wilson and others, and so we do appreciate you being here. I invite you to come back and be with us any opportunity that you may have. This time I introduce Commissioner Bobby Franklin for the prayer and pledge.
Well, I'd like to introduce a really good friend of mine I've known over 25 years. During that time, and still, he's contributed a great deal to our community. Rob Shearer has been a resident of Wilson County since 1987 and an elder at Abundant Life Church in Mount Juliet. He and wife Cindy have raised 12 children. Okay, he homeschooled. And actually homeschooled a lot more than just those. In 1989, Rob and his wife founded Greenleaf Press. He went out and bought Charlie Daniels' old tour bus and went and sold books nationwide. That's when I met him. He had long hair then. Tried to provide materials for homeschooling families who wanted to teach history and literature to their children using biographies and living books rather than textbooks. Rob holds an MA in History and Humanities from Stanford University and a BA in History from Debbieessen College. He was a Fulbright Scholar in Germany in 1979 through 80. He's been a college professor, a marketing VP, a demographer, EVP for a strategic planning firm, publisher and author, and a small business owner. Currently teaches high school students at the Francis Schaeffer Study Center in Mount Juliet, which he founded, and also for Veritas Scholars Academy, an online homeschool community, and it's the fastest growing and largest online Christian classical school in the world. Rob, would you come up and lead us in prayer? Oh, and in his spare time, Rob was the city manager of Mount Juliet from 2000 to 2007. On his watch, the city widened Mount Juliet Road, built the Beckwith Road interchange, secured the Music City Star. It also recruited 2 regional shopping centers, Providence and Del Webb.
Please rise.
Let's pray. Dear God, we come before you today with humble hearts and open minds, seeking your guidance and wisdom for this meeting as a county commission. We ask that you bless these proceedings and help the mayor and each of the commissioners to make decisions that are fair and just for all who call this county our home. Grant all of us the courage to speak the truth and the compassion to listen with open hearts to one another, even when our opinions may differ. Help all of us to work together in harmony, seeking the common good and putting aside any personal agendas or biases. As we gather here this evening, we ask that you bless our county and all its residents. May we be guided by your light and inspired by your love to make decisions that honor you and serve the needs of our community. We offer this prayer in your holy name. Amen. If you'll join me for the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Rob. Thank you for your service to our county as well. If you will now please press yes on your panel to record your presence at tonight's meeting. Commissioner possibly has a ball game tonight. It's not with us. Could not help that. 24 present, 1 absent. Report from the steering committee, Commissioner Fields.
Yes, the steering committee of the County Commission of Wilson County, Tennessee met in regular session on Thursday, March the 9th, 2023 in the upstairs conference room at the Wilson County Courthouse. A copy of the minutes are in your packet. I move that they be received and filed.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adoption of the agenda, Commissioner Fields.
Mr. Mayor, there's a copy of the agenda in everybody's packet. I move that it be accepted and filed.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the agenda? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And consent agenda?
The consent agenda is in your packet. If there are no changes, I move that they be accepted and filed.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Line item transfer into safe channel. Mr. Gentry? Are all hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 24-1 resolution passes. Mr. Marlowe? This time I'd like to ask Miss Debbieessen if she would come forward, please. Tonight, it's my honor on behalf of this Wilson County Commission, and all of the commissioners are behind this resolution, to honor Miss Debbieessen in her service that she served not only to Lebanon as a city, but to this county. And I'll read the resolution as follows. Whereas Debbieessen was born in Pennington Gap, Virginia, to Bruce and Patsy Jones. Born into a military family, Debbie and her family lived in several states before settling in Lebanon, Tennessee. Debbie graduated from Lebanon High School in 1975 as a valedictorian of her class. After school, Debbie received a full scholarship to Cumberland University, and she also attended Vol State Community College in Gallatin and the Continual Learning Academy in Nashville. Debbie has served the city of Lebanon for 29 years as a mayoral assistant to 4 mayors during her terms. God bless her. These mayors included Mayor Don Fox, 4 terms, Mayor Philip Craighead for 2 terms, Mayor Bernie Ash for 1 term, and Mayor Rick Bell now for 2 years. Ms. Debbie has been a constant in the mayor's office for nearly 3 decades. She is a true servant's heart, has been known to do whatever she needs to help the citizens of not only Lebanon, but Wilson County as a whole. Ms. Debbie has helped organize numerous fundraisers for local organizations, including the Senior Citizen Center of Lebanon, youth groups, Veterans Museum, as well as the Whip Crackin' Rodeos. With 27 Easter egg hunts under her belt, numerous Independence Day events, Halloween's on the Square, Veterans Day Parade, and many other family events, Ms. Debbie worked to make all the residents feel included as a part of the community. By using her servant's heart to plan these community gatherings, Debbie brought a special hometown feeling to Lebanon. Debbie's dedication to helping others did not stop when it came to jurisdictional guidelines of cities. Throughout the years, Debbie has worked closely with each jurisdiction, and Wilson County has been a friendly, helpful colleague in numerous county departments. Debbie kept each city, as well as the county, on the same page, often notifying and updating their other jurisdictions when necessary. Her willingness to serve and help others gave her a great purpose in our community. She has been a positive force in the lives of many. Throughout her career, Debbie received numerous awards and recognitions, whereas most recently, Debbie received the Grand Award as she is now a legend of Lebanon, long before she got the award. Perhaps her greatest accomplishment is her family, with her sons John and Ryan, her stepchildren Nick, Andrea, and Corey, as well as her 12 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Randall Hutto, Wilson County Mayor, along with the commissioners of Wilson County and the citizens of Wilson County, do recognize and thank Ms. Debbieessen for her service of the city to the city of Lebanon, as well as Wilson County, and congratulate her on her retirement. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Miss Debbie, I will say this, and I'll give you an opportunity to talk. And I thought of 6 or 7 things that really meant a lot to me, and what I've watched you as you've served here in this county. And you know, I was new to politics back in 2010 when you were already rolling pretty good. But one thing that I always noticed is that you made everybody feel important. It didn't matter who they were, whether they had a title or they didn't have a title. And you know, you always, to me, felt like you were working for me. And I know you wasn't, or you wasn't paid for me, but I had that feeling every time I talked to you. You made sure that the job got done, no matter what we ask. You were always professional. You were always knowledgeable. That is so important in our world today, to have the knowledge of what's going on and what's happened in the past. And I thought that it was more than a job to you. You did more than clock in at 8 and leave at 4:30 or whenever. You truly took care of Wilson County in many ways, and I thank you for your service, and I wish you a well retirement. Thank you.
As we all know, I'm just happy to make it out alive. It's been an honor to serve 4 mayors for 29 years, and it's also been an honor and a privilege to work with the county and their staff. You have a great staff, and the mayors before you, county mayors before you, have had great staffs, and I even go back to county executives, so I go a little ways back, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
This time I'll turn it over to Commissioner Marlowe for 2 recognitions.
I was fortunate enough to serve the Wilson County school system for 42 years. And one of my favorite things to do was to recognize students for their accomplishments and those faculty members that helped them reach their goals. Tonight we're going to recognize a couple of gentlemen. So if Jake Stacy, if he would come up here and join me and bring with you anybody you'd like to bring with you. Resolution 23-3-14, resolution of the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, honoring Jake Stacy for being an individual state champion in wrestling. Whereas Jake Stacy, a Green Hill High School, has had an outstanding 3-year career in high school wrestling. Jake is the son of Stacy and Ben Stacy. During his time wrestling for Green Hill High School, he has qualified for the state tournament for the past 2 years. In 21-22 wrestling season, Jake had a state medalist 3rd place finish in the 170-pound weight class. In the 22-23 season, in Division 1A, Jake was state champion at the 170-pound weight class, sectional champion, regional champion, Bruise Brothers Brawl champion, and Ariel Rojos Memorial champion. Whereas in 22-23 regionals season, Jake went 53-2. Jake was 2023 Regional 5A Wrestler of the Year. Jake was selected to be 1 out of 16 wrestlers for both the 22 and 23 Middle Tennessee Wrestling Coaches Association Dream Team. When out wrestling, Jake has been able to maintain a 3.75 GPA. Jake Stacy placed 7th in the nation at the prestigious U.S. Marine Corps National Championship Tournament in Fargo, North Dakota, which is widely considered the toughest wrestling tournament in the United States. Jake had the support of the following coaches and leaders through his high school wrestling career: Brad Rollett, head coach, Kyle Mitchell, Nate Crowley, Clint Toller, Jake Williams, E.J. Wood as athletic director, and Kevin Dawson as principal. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, that he hereby be recognized Green Hill High School wrestler Jake Stacy for the outstanding career wrestling for the Green Hill High School. Congratulate him on his many accomplishments and offer our support and encouragement as he continues his wrestling career at Green Hill High School.
All in favor, say aye.
I want to thank all my coaches and my family and everyone who supports me.
Let me add something. Jake Stacy, Green Hill High School, 3-year program. This young man started in the 6th grade at Mount Jip Middle School. Had the privilege to coach him. He's come a long, long way, but he's a prime example both on the mat and in the classroom. Hard work pays off. And he wouldn't have been able to do it without these two people right here. He's got one of the best support groups, and he's dedicated himself to the classroom, to the mat. And I just want to say one thing to everybody sitting in this room. This young man's going to make us all proud one day. I don't know where he's going to be or what he's going to be doing, but remember his name, Jake Stacy. And I'm the head wrestling coach, and he's got one more year at Green Hill.
Hey, Jake, one other thing. Can you just show us maybe just a few moves on Tommy?
Yeah, let me pick out a couple. Yeah, Coach Costley, yeah, I got it.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I knew,
you'll have to get in line for that one.
You don't want to get in this line.
Oh, no. Tommy does.
That's all.
I do not have a question, and I knew it was too good to be true when you stopped it just a few minutes ago, because I knew you have long stories to tell. Thank you, Coach.
I got stories on Mayor Hudson.
Not tonight. He is a legend.
Is Noah Todd here? Noah, come on up. Bring family and friends with you. No, I feel like
There's no IT issues here.
Resolution 23-3-15, recognition of the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, honoring Noah Todd for being an individual state champion in wrestling. Whereas Noah Todd of Wilson Central High School has had an outstanding 4-year career in high school wrestling. Noah is the son of Jennifer Bettig and Rob Todd. During his time wrestling for Wilson Central High School, he has qualified for the state tournament all 4 years. Noah has led the Wilson Central High School wrestling team, top 4 placing in the Tennessee State Championship in each of the last 3 seasons. Noah has been named High School All-American on 2 different occasions for his 3rd place finish in the NHCCA Nationals and his 1st place finish at the Deep South National Championship. Noah has made the individual Tennessee State Championship finals in 2021, 22, and 23. In 22-23 wrestling season, Noah was the Harpeth individual champion, Brentwood Battle of the Cowboy Hat champion, regional champion, sectional champion, and TSSAA state champion in Division 1AA in the 220-pound weight class. In 22-23 regular season, Noah went 44-1. Noah was 2022 Regional SA Wrestler of the Year and was selected to be one of the 16 wrestlers for the 22-23 Middle Tennessee Wrestling Coaches Association Dream Team. Whereas when not wrestling, Noah has been able to maintain a 4.0 GPA. Noah Todd also set to graduate from Wilson Central High School in May, but he does not plan to end his wrestling career there. He will continue his collegiate wrestling at the University of Montevallo in Alabama. Whereas Noah had the support of the following coaches and leaders throughout his high school career: John Kramer, Ken Hammonds, Philip Allison, Perry Baltz, Nick King, Ricky Adcock, Jason Franklin as athletic director, and Jennifer Angney as the principal. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners of Wilson County, Tennessee, that we hereby recognize Wilson Central High School wrestler Noah Todd for his outstanding career wrestling for Wilson Central High School, congratulate him on his many accomplishments, and offer our support and acknowledgement as he graduates from Wilson Central High School.
All in favor say aye.
I just wanted to say thank you to all my coaches, my parents, and my team for helping me get to where I am today. Thank you.
I'll be shorter than Coach Rowlett. Really going to miss Noah as a practice partner of his. Actually, I've had the pleasure of being thrown around by him and Jake, so I'm going to go sit down as soon as possible because I'm already wearing a back brace. But Noah's been a pleasure. The coach, he transferred in as a sophomore, so we only got 3 years out of him, but it's been a heck of a ride. And again, another one that's going to make us proud down the line.
Thank you, Commissioner Marlowe, for recognizing these athletes tonight. This time we will hold a public hearing prior to considering a rezoning. I'll ask Mr. Tom to come forward and during a motion to go out of session. Second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Okay. Mr. Tom comes forward. I do see that we have some scouts in the back. Could someone stand up and tell me what troop we have back there, if we have more than one? Thank y'all for being here tonight. We appreciate it. Mr. Tom?
Ladies and gentlemen, a public hearing will be held before the Wilson County Commission on Monday, March 20th, 2023 at 7 p.m. or thereafter in the County Commission Room here at the Wilson County Courthouse located at 228 East Main Street in Lebanon, Tennessee. The purpose of the public hearing is to hear comments on the following application. Application has been made by Brendan Bowles of Kimley Horn & Associates with permission from property owners Jerry McPeak and Terry McPeak requesting a land use plan amendment from low-density residential area to a commercial center area and rezoning of the same property from R1 rural residential to C4 planned commercial. The property is located on Maddox Road and contains approximately 40 acres. The property is further referenced as Wilson County Property Map 140, Parcel 1. A copy of this request has been on file in the Wilson County Development Services Office Planning Division in the basement here at 228 East Main Street and has been available for inspection during regular business hours. Anyone desiring to comment is requested to come forward at this time.
Anyone here wishing to speak on the property? If so, step forward, state your name and address for the record. Thank you.
Good evening, Commissioners. I'm Brendan Bowles with Kimley Horn & Associates, 10 Lee Avenue in Nashville. Just here to answer any questions anybody may have. The property owner, like Tom had mentioned, given us permission to request this rezoning, received a favorable recommendation at the February 17th Planning Commission meeting. Most of this land is commercial around the property, and just ask for your approval of this item tonight.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak on this property, please step forward and state your name and address for the record, please.
Land use plan.
My name is Deborah Dunagan, and I live at 6015 North Lamar in Mount Juliet. Of course, I'm on the Rutherford County side, but it's real close. And I would like to not see any more warehouses in that area. We have so much traffic that comes through there now with the 18-wheelers. They're not really supposed to come through that road, but they do. I've got them on my video camera at night in the daytime. They've got signs up, but they still come through there. I mean, not to mention all the wildlife and just all the traffic and stuff that it's going to cause. They're cutting down more and more trees. We hear the traffic at night. And I live pretty good ways from, but even, with all, not just that area, but all down 840 in that little section, you can just hear everything on the interstate at night. That's all I have to say.
Thank you for coming forward. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing none, we'll close public comment period and ask for a motion to go back into session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Tom?
Again, application has been made by Brendan Bowles of Kimley Horn with permission from the property owners Jerry McPeak and Terry McPeak, requesting a land use plan amendment from low-density residential area to commercial center area, and also requesting rezoning of the same property from R1 rural residential to C4 planned commercial. The property is located on Maddox Road and contains approximately 40 acres. The property is further referenced as tax map 140 parcel 1. The land use plan amendment and the rezoning of property were presented to the Wilson County Planning Commission, and they are being forwarded to you with a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Commissioner Hobbs, it's in your district.
With this street already being commercialized, you're looking at the last two lots on this street right here that we've been down a bunch as far as development goes. It's going to be a positive recommendation on my part for Wilson County.
Is that a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Do I hear a second? Now discussion from anybody.
Is this property butt up to the existing commercial that's already there? Is there a gap
It abuts the existing commercial on the northern side, on the west side of Maddox Road. And on the south side, it's at the Rutherford County line and abuts, I believe, residentially zoned property in Rutherford County or core property, one of the two.
Commissioner Evans?
Similar to my comments on last month's rezoning, I don't know if it's appropriate to make a motion or what, but I really think that it would be beneficial if, when there is a rezoning, if it could at least be delayed until the minutes from the Planning Commission come out. I mean, I'm at the Planning Commission every month. I know Commissioner Bowman is too most of the time. So we see it firsthand, but I just think it would be beneficial for the other commissioners to see what was said during the Planning Commission and have that, to have all the information possible before we make before we vote on it.
We had that conversation last time, and so just give me some clarification, Mayor Jennings.
Because the minutes aren't even available online yet.
Right, and but the only way to achieve his goal would be to put every rezoning off 2 months?
Well, it depends on how it falls,
Timing-wise.
sometimes the clerk of the calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, effectively what you're up against, sometimes it will work out to where we can get the minutes in the same county commission packet without any delay between the planning commission and the following month's county commission. To do this just with no inconsistency, you would have to build in an extra month between planning commission and county commission consideration.
I just think.
And I mean, I'm just telling you what it would do. I'm not upset about it.
As major as a rezoning, I think that we need all the information that we can have.
Is there a way to just take the minutes on the months that are rezoned? Who does those minutes for those?
Georgia Bain in my office.
Is there a way to, and I guess there's no way to shoot those out, they can be shot out but not approved?
They're not approved till the next meeting.
I'm just saying, we're changing something forever, so I don't think an extra 30 days is out of line.
Gotcha. Thank you for that, and we'll talk forward some more with that. Who would bring that up? Would that come up in Land and Zoning?
No, we probably just need to make a decision. be that, consider anything until the minutes of the planning commission.
And who has to make that decision? County Commission
Yeah,
can.
just give me that direction and
Okay.
we'll make it so, if
I
that's
need to
what
make
you
a
wish.
motion to do that.
You
Um,
they got one on the floor now.
Yeah.
Make one after this one.
Yeah, let's work through this one and then at some point, or under new business maybe. Okay? Commissioner Hall?
Just to piggyback on Commissioner Evans, I'll put a plug in for the PEG channel, Wilson County TV. They actually are recording the Planning Commission meetings, and you can watch them on YouTube the next day. And so if commissioners do want to see these, you can watch them and see what it was actually said. And so I know that it's important to have the minutes and for us to have all the information, but I mean, when you can watch it live action, I don't see any reason to have to wait on the minutes.
And those are archived, so you could watch it anytime. You don't have to watch it live.
I believe they're available at the WCTV or Wilson County Television YouTube channel that you can subscribe to.
Yeah, good point. Commissioner Weathers?
We just approved these minutes Friday. That's why they weren't in your packet, because we run behind. Road Commission's the same way. Most of the time
Yeah.
they're a month behind. But I don't know if you can put those in the packet because they're.
Packets probably already went out by then, I would think,
Yeah.
but
I think, not to cut you off, but I think Commissioner Hall probably has the answer to our problem. I mean, if you want to watch them, you don't have to wait for the minutes. You can just watch it there live, and it's always going to be available. So that's a good point. I mean, that gets everybody the information that they need, Commissioner?
In my defense, that's just recently become available.
Yes, sir. You're correct.
This meeting would not have been on there, actually.
Yeah, it is correct.
this month's was, but last month's wasn't. Right.
From now on, it'll be on.
Commissioner Kurtz?
As an alternative, we could move planning commission from the mornings to the evenings to allow the commissioners that want to go to attend that have to work during the day. So I know that's not a popular option, but it is one that we could think about. I know other jurisdictions do the same.
Okay, good comments. Commissioner McFarland?
It will not get copies of the minutes, even though they're unapproved, raw copies of the minutes. As soon as they're produced, she produces them.
I don't know if she could get them produced between, for instance, Friday and tonight. She may be able to. It just depends on the size of the meeting.
Well, even if we had them in here in hard copy, dropped on everybody's desk, we'd know a little more.
Yeah.
We're happy to work through it. Probably the easiest thing, if that's what you truly wish, would be to put a delay in until the minutes are approved. Because then we'll know that we can put them in the packet and they're approved sets of minutes.
Does make good use of the PEG channel, though, I think, for everybody. So that was a positive thing. Any other discussion on this item before we vote? Are you ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Let the record reflect it was unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Tom. No, he does not. He'll bring it up under new business, I think, is what was our comments.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Report from the Minutes Committee, Commissioner Fields.
The Minutes Committee of the County Commission of Wilson County, Tennessee met in regular session on Thursday, March the 9th, 2023 in the upstairs conference room at the Wilson County Courthouse. A copy of the minutes are in your packet. I move that they be received and filed.
Got a motion and a second. Commissioner Rich?
Yes, I have found a little snafu. On the voting section, it lists my name as a yay and a no. And also it is missing Commissioner Bowman's name.
It's true politics, ain't it? One on both sides. Mayor Jennings, you got that correction? Which page was that?
Page 8.
Ms. Dowdy's got that on the amendment on the corrections. Any other corrections? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Reading of the minutes?
Make a motion to dispense the reading of the minutes.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. I do need to mention to you that Mr. Jim Hunter would be appointed to the West Wilson Utility District Board. Again, no action needed on your part, just wanted to read that to you. Also, if you have any extra egg cartons at your home, bring those to Commissioner McFarland. He's a little bit low on the economic side, and he needs some egg cartons.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir. Notaries, Mr. Goodall's not here. Any additions to be added that we know of?
They've all been handed out.
All been handed out, the new ones there. Do I hear a motion to approve the notary list?
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. And report from the Emergency Management Committee, Commissioner Bernard.
Emergency Committee met Monday, March 6, 5 o'clock at Weeman Training Room. I move the minutes be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. And opposed? Emergency Management Director's report, Director Cooper.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yes, sir.
County Commission report packet for today. We did have a transition with Mount Juliet that went very smoothly. We did have 2 minor glitches after the fact. We worked those out pretty quick, and everything's been going good ever since then. Naturally, I'm working on the budget cycle, getting that ready to propose. Our contingency plan is inactive, so that's off the books now. Station 7 and Stage 4 in Noreen, Station 11, has been open 24/7 since the 13th. So that's good news, and I'm happy for that. We do have 6 paramedic applications that are ready for testing. We're working on 6 more at this time, and that's what we're short. And then again, we have 4 medics or 4 medic students right now. 2 will get out in May and 2 will get out in August. So I see good things coming down the road. All the plans are coming together, and happy to say that. And that concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Director Cooper. Report from Law Enforcement Committee, Commissioner Kurtz.
Law Enforcement Committee met on February 28th at 5 p.m. in the training room at the Sheriff's Office. Minutes are in the packet, and I move they be received and filed.
Motion to second, discussion. Hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Sheriff's report, Sheriff Bryan. As he's coming, Aaron Wilson texted me in the back and said that those zoning minutes or zoning meetings are up the very next day on YouTube. So just for clarification. Sheriff?
Thank you, Mayor, County Commission. Your report's in your packet. A couple of things that stick out on that report. Let's start with the number 2 and number 3 lines. Them numbers are a direct reflection of complaints we get as far as certain areas of the county that need attention. I know several of y'all call me throughout the month and say we got speeders here, speeders there, whatever going on. Them numbers are high right there because we've added another traffic person to go out and work on these roads that really need some people to slow down. We had a bad fatality yesterday on Old Murfreesboro Road, West Old Murfreesboro Road. 2 young people lost their life, and that road is a cut-through road. That's your district, and I guarantee you we're already out there. But we've got to slow these people down, and them numbers and all your future reports going to reflect them high numbers, and we'll continue to try to slow them down. But if you have some problems in a certain area, let me know. I'll gladly get them out there and for a little while, and then move them on to the next problem area. Down a little further on your report, the courthouses, both your courthouses are a busy place. I know we're going to have some discussions over the next few months as it relates to courthouses and buildings, but a little over 13,000 people entered the courthouse, your 2 courthouses over the past month. That's people going through that's not employees of the building. That's actual people walking through the metal detectors in the building. So a lot of people are utilizing your courts. The roads, litter pickup, we continue to try to stay ahead of that. We picked up several roads over the past month, and I mean, I picked up Carthage Highway, and it was nasty. We picked up all these roads that y'all call us about, and
drive through a week later and they're just as bad. So don't think we're not picking them up, but we are. It's just, they're just awful. And we're seeing a lot of these trash trucks and anywhere around your convenience centers. That's where we're seeing a lot of them. So we have been ticketing some people as it relates to that. So, and Carthage Highway is one of the ones where they're going to the landfill. So we're going to start stepping up that because we're out there every day trying to pick it up. School Resource Division's up and busy. They're staying active in the schools, and it's and I don't know, Director Luttrell's back there, and I've had conversations with sheriffs across the state about their relationships with their school systems. And there's sheriffs across the state that don't have that, but I appreciate everything's Director Luttrell and us. We do have a good relationship, and we work well to protect our kids, and I want to thank him for that publicly. That concludes my report, unless there's any questions.
A motion and a second. Commissioner Gentry?
Sheriff, on the state inmates, it went down 7. Does that mean the state took them, or they just got out of jail?
We begged and barred and whatever to get them out of there. There are probably some troublemakers that, if you see, the state lost a contract with one of the private prison companies over the past few months. It's getting difficult to get state beds because they're full. They don't have the bed capacity. The ones that we are getting rid of is that we're calling in favors. That's the ones that's got medical problems, troublemakers, gets in fight, all that type of stuff. So that 7 is probably a direct, or the ones that's got 50 years. Okay, so that's the best. We got to get rid of them.
Also, I want to thank you for the great tour that your gentleman gave to me this past week.
He's got his name on one bunk. But yeah, I didn't bring it up, but we should be getting close to here in the next couple of weeks to occupying. So we're just waiting on the fire department to come by and do their thing.
Also, we had a
They're training in it.
at Del Webb, and one of my veterans friends asked me if the bunks were better than the old ones. Now, I don't know how he knows that.
They took a tour too.
But anyhow,
All I can say is they're steel and we feed them good.
I know, that's what I told him.
Commissioner McFarland?
Chris, whatever happened to the service station problem you have with litter?
It's clean.
All resolved?
It's cleaned up. It's just a vacant lot now.
Commissioner Evans?
Yes, sir, Mr. Sheriff. You said you'd already hired one additional patrol officer to run traffic enforcement.
What now?
You had one additional traffic enforcement officer.
The ones that were approved in last year's budget in July, they're just now getting out of their full training where they can do their thing. We took one of them individuals and added to our traffic unit where we already had one, so now we got 2. They're doing a lot of the traffic enforcement when y'all call, and everybody else calls.
We're still going to add one more.
If y'all give it to me.
Next question.
Fair enough.
Any other discussion? Are we ready to vote? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Sheriff Bryan. Report from Education Committee, Commissioner Marlowe.
Education Committee met Thursday, March 9th, in an upstairs conference room. Minutes are in your packet. Move they be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Director of Schools report, Director Jeff Luttrell.
Thank you, Mayor. You do have my report in front of you. We still continue to watch enrollment. We're still holding, we're pushing 20,266 pre-K through 3. There is some movement this time of year. Of course, we're starting already to sign up for our high school classes and get ready for middle school, and we're seeing already having some new families reaching out. So we'll be watching that in upcoming months. Couple personnel changes. Tracy Burge is our new Director of Exceptional Education. Ms. Burge has been a long time Wilson County Administrator, former special education, started as an EA and then later went back and got her license to teach special education. And she was at Lakeview as a principal. Then we brought her, and she was our middle school supervisor, and she's now our director of exceptional education at central office, and we look forward to what she's going to do. Also, we filled an assistant principal at Springdale Elementary with Miss Jennifer Sharp. She's been a former coach, instructional coach of ours. She made that move, and we're excited about that. Pre-K and kindergarten restoration, pre-enrollment began on Monday, 27th of February, and it's through April 3rd to the 14th. Parents can still sign up for appointment time to bring in their documents, and we're working through that as that program, our pre-K program, continues to get more and more applications. Thank you for honoring our state champion wrestlers tonight. Also, on that note, Mr. Jared Hall was named Mr. Basketball winner from Lebanon High School, and everybody I talked to, I think, Mayor, that may be our only boy that has ever won that honor. It's quite an honor, and he's had quite a career. Also, Green Hill girls basketball was semifinalists in the state. Just their third year. Made a big run, and it was exciting to watch that. And spring sports is underway. Our electric bill will probably go up the next couple of months. I was on the campus the other night, had soccer, tennis, baseball, and softball. And there'll be nights where you can add track to that. And what that means is a lot of times if you see literally, we've got events going on every night just about for the rest of the semester, and that's a good thing. And I want to commend you. You know, our facilities are known all over this Middle Tennessee. Right now we fill up the tracks especially. Very few districts have the facilities we have at our schools, and you see a lot of teams coming together for meets, and it's a good thing. Included in my reports also are regular board meeting. You can see those notes. If you got any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. Update on our construction. If you've been by West Wilson, you can see it's coming out of the ground really nice. We got our portables moved out of the way so they can finish some footer work there to connect those buildings. Did have some rain days. I may have included more than you want, but I just put it all in there. You can see the month and process. I apologize for the pictures. I'm going to try to get you some better pictures as this project goes along. But that project is moving, and that's going to be a really nice facility, and really will change the landscape right there with that new building and parking, and so we're excited about that as well. Let's see if there's anything else. Other than that, we're of course in the middle of the budget process, starting to working on staffing. We'll be meeting with our principals the next couple of weeks, try to finalize that as we prepare for next year in our budget. Any questions for me?
Do you have a motion to approve his report first? And a second?
Second.
Commissioner Dow?
The portables at West Wilson, what are you going to do with those?
We're going to put, some of them are going to West Elementary, and then some of them will go to Mount Juliet Middle. As we're filling up that building, we got the two schools in there, West Wilson. We're going to have to set them up.
The ones at West Elementary now, there's some pulled out.
Yes, we're going to set those up. Yes, and we'll do the same at Mount Juliet Middle. We'll add some there. And just to put you on notice, our numbers indicating got a real problem at Rutland. It's going to be over that 100% mark probably next school year. We're looking at our facility to see if we can make some adjustments, but I'm not going to rule out the possibility that we don't have to add a portable there as well.
Is there room for expansion? That's what I'm saying. At all of these schools?
Some of them they are. Of course, West we've determined not. Rutland, you've got the two buildings, and you're pushing 1,500 students going to be on that campus. Is there room? Yes. Do we want to get into 1,800 to 2,000 student elementary schools? That's the question we're going to have to decide. That's why the Gladeville property would relieve Rutland and Gladeville Elementary, our own Central Pike, is the future planning. Just to tell you something I'm doing, I'm meeting with all entities, looking at planning, looking at numbers that are already units, already approved next 5 years. And at some point, I'll be giving you a report on my findings of what it looks like and projecting as we continue to monitor that 5-year plan. I found out real quickly, 5-year plan, the 6-year has to be adjusted in high growth area, and we're seeing that.
Commissioner Denton?
Yes, Mr. Luttrell, this may be a question to the board instead of you, but I just wonder if it's possible we could get a little bit more detailed minutes from the school board meetings. Sometimes they're very vague, and is that a possibility?
We can, but you can also go online. Ours are posted online on our website. You go in there and you look at every minute meeting and the recordings as well. It's there. But if you want me to work out something for you and provide it, that's quite a bit of paper.
Yeah.
But the minutes are there on our website. We record every meeting, and it's up and available.
Commissioner Fields?
Director Luttrell, I know earlier I asked you about the vacancy at the Wilson Central High School Air Force ROTC. Were you able to fill that position?
I think you mean the Lebanon High School.
Oh, it's 11, okay.
We have secured that position. We got a candidate already in place, and we're very excited about that. There was a lot of people, a lot of veterans reached out in support of that. Okay. And we have a very good candidate that is already there.
Good. And speaking of Lebanon High School, I know we honored 2 athletes tonight, but there are 2 graduates of Lebanon High School that are very well known. Colton Dowell, who is Commissioner Dowell's son, set all kind of receiving records at UT Martin, and Hazan Logue, who happened to play at the University of Georgia, 2-time defending national championship. I won't say anything Attorney General's, but we're going for a 3-peat. But anyway, those 2 gentlemen.
Get him out of jail. Load's not been a problem. Y'all got some in there. Wearing orange for long.
Commissioner Breeze? And that's not UT, is it?
Director Luttrell, I understand that you met with Scott Hefner with the city of Mount Juliet recently and had some conversations about school populations and the planning of Mount Juliet. I was wondering if you could share a little bit about that.
That's what I was referring to, meeting with all of them. I met with Lebanon last week, and of course, Tom always keeps us updated. And yeah, here in the upcoming weeks, I'll put something together and show you what I'm seeing and what that impact could mean for us.
Thank you.
Mr. Chandler?
Yeah, Director, just wanted to thank you for meeting with me and Commissioner Hefner earlier this month. I think, Lauren, we have 6,900 housing units already approved for the Mount Juliet area that are coming in place. So when Director Luttrell's eyes keep getting bigger and bigger as we talk about this, and I think that's going to be a big challenge that we run into, is the population of our schools and the growth of our schools, I think, has accelerated a little bit. I think a lot of people across our country have found Wilson County as a wonderful place to live, and we get to deal with that growth. But thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I will add to that before I go to Commissioner Clark. I did get a report, and I get a report from the market analysis group, and it talked about for our construction folks and our builders, and it said houses, and these would be houses below 40, south of 40, 425,000 to 625,000. They had requested that people stop building because half of them that are newly finished are empty right now, and they're not selling on the market. As you go east of 109, they're 425 and to 625, and also 625 to 925 in that area, and they are 35% empty right now, and they've said caution if you're building anymore. So although we have houses approved, we have many of them sitting empty today. And then to the east of 109, it was 425 to 625, and that was 40% of those were sitting empty today. So we do know, according to Tom as well, AFTs have slowed down too of people coming in. So forecast is there, but I did get that, so that was interesting to me to hear that one. Commissioner Clark?
Yeah, and I probably already know the answer to this question, but
going back to the Rutland Elementary census there, when the double log cabin elementary location is built and they readjust the zones a bit, any chance that'll ease up Rutland enough to make a big difference, or no?
We're working on that as we speak. We're in meetings looking at what zoning would look like, but I don't think it would impact Rutland.
Right.
That's going to relieve West. Is where that is going to offer the biggest relief, and I just don't. We can look at that, and we are. We're looking at busing, and that's what you have to do to bus them there. But there will be some zoning shifts as you build and add space. You have to look at zoning shifts, and we're working on that. We've got a consultant group in here right now that is we're tying our zoning and our busing together with our schools and space, and so. But no, that's when you map that out, it's pretty far stretch. Yeah. But so I don't think it will relieve Rutland.
Any other questions for Director Luttrell? I will send you that sheet that I got information-wise to Mark, because it lists all the other counties in the Middle Tennessee area as well and what their forecast is. So I'll get that to y'all in the email tomorrow so you can see that. No other questions? All in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed? Thank you, Director Luttrell. Report from the Public Works Committee, Commissioner Weathers.
No report.
Ag Center Management Committee report, Commissioner Scruggs.
Ag Center Management met on February 23rd. Minutes are in your packet to be received and filed.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Animal Control, Commissioner Breeze.
Animal Control met on Thursday, March 9th in the upstairs conference room. Minutes are in your packet. I move that they be received and filed.
Second.
Discussion, Commissioner Denton.
Yes, sir. I guess I didn't get my button in time for the ag report. I couldn't hear.
Sorry.
But I noticed the contracts are here and they haven't been signed yet. And I understand the Fiddler's Grove situation, so the only thing I see about it, I just think it's dangerous to leave open ends where the agreement automatically renews every 3 years. I don't think that's wise. But I know number 7 on the contract would eliminate that if that's taken care of. If somehow it's not, then it would just automatically renew. And a lot of things can change in 3 years. So I have difficulty with that one. And then also on the other contract that we had to sign with the commission with our promotion company, I think we need to renegotiate that contract, because I don't care if I know it's a 25-year-old formula, but that 25-year-old formula don't work today. It's a lot different, and we get $1 per ticket. I thought we ought to negotiate that to where at least there's no conflicting interest involved in the negotiation, as well as a little bit of compassion for the county and our finances and our revenue, a little bit better revenue sharing here. We're talking a lot about that now. This looks like a real simple place for us to have some sharing, and since we own the property, it's all ours. I think if I read it right, the month of August is like 9th or 10th on our list as far as income for the year for that month. And so it seems like we should be doing better than $195,000, $14 a ticket. In 3 years, that agreement's going to automatically renew. It might be 25 then. We're still getting $195,000. So I think that needs to be renegotiated to where the county stands to profit a little. I love our fair. Let me preface it. I love our fair. I love the way it's done. I'm proud of it. I'm especially proud of our volunteers. But with all the money that goes into it, I'm not proud of our profit. And I think that there's some room for sharing here to where we're getting $1 per ticket that's a 25-year-old formula. There's also a lot of other revenue that we don't see reported, like entry fees and those kinds of things, booth rentals, a lot of things that's not included at all in the contract as far as us sharing in it. The only share we get that I see is $1 per ticket. I also think it's deceptive the way we give it to the public. The public needs to understand that when we say 785,000 or 775,000 attended our fair, that only 195,000 of them paid. The average person does not understand that. And I know there will be answers for all of it, but I'm just simply saying that outsiders looking in, this doesn't look good. And I think it's deceptive to say we have 775,000 attenders. You said yourself you was probably counted 10 times because you went one time and you had a pass. And that's probably happens a lot. And I'm sure we get our ratings this way, and I'm sure probably even get some revenue because of it. I don't know why, but why would that have to be reported at all if it's not paying customers?
I'll try to answer as many of those questions as I can. The contracts that are reworked every 3 years, they are not automatically renewed. We go through the process. We actually put them all to come do it at the same time. The one between us and Fiddler's Grove, us and the fair, and the expo and the fair. So all three of those come due, and we just work our way through those every time. So everybody has a time to say whatever they want to, from the Ag Committee to the Fair Board to the Fiddler's Grove Board. They all work together to get those done. So that process is not automatic and just slid under the rug. They do go through that process each time. The fair, of course, as you well know, rents the Ag Center during the month of August. They rent it for really no fee. They pay the utility bill that's there, and then they give whatever profit is left over after they pay their expenses back to the Ag Center to be put into the Ag Center somewhere. That's somewhere between $300,000 and $500,000 per year, and we have a list of each year of what they put back into there, and that's negotiated through the Ag Committee and the fair folks. The dollar charge that's there was something that was voted on by this group here back when we went to try to find a way to help offset the cost of the expo. And then the Attorney General said you can't charge a ticket charge and put it towards the expo, but you could charge a ticket fee and put it toward the general maintenance of the Ag Center. So that money goes to the Ag Center. But that's where the dollar came from, and that was set by this commission here. On the announcement of how many people go through there, and I do agree and understand exactly what you're saying, we really don't have a dog in that fight. That is the way the fairs play ball against each other, and that's why they record those numbers. I really, I guess if you wanted to talk to the fair folks, that might be, I really don't have any headway into that part about cutting it out, but I do understand exactly what you're saying. We got 795,000 people went through, but we only got $197 for 197,000. That doesn't make any sense. But that it is because they count every person that comes in, whether we pay or don't pay, and all of that. I don't know if that helped you or not. I'd be glad to show you some stuff individually if you want me to sometime about that. But we're still working on those contracts and haven't finished those yet, just because of negotiations, you may say.
I understand the formula. I just, yes, I don't see if somebody's working there, because we were told in our meeting here, off record, of course, we were told that even the WEMA, all the employees of the police department or the sheriff's department that was there, they were counted in that number. They're workers. They're not attenders of the fair.
They count the people that run the rides, too.
That just seems deceiving to me.
Yes, sir. I understand what you're saying. Any other questions for me on that? Commissioner Glover?
I just had a comment on Fiddler's Grove, which I'm on the committee this time. One thing I asked about was if there was an issue with Fiddler's Grove or with our agreement during this time, we can cancel it anytime also. And they also, correct me if I'm wrong, they pay half of the maintenance fees and a lot of things that happen there to kind of offset what we pay versus what they bring in. And like I said, during the meeting, we kind of went back and forth on it as far as on the lines. And again, we're responsible for the county. It's a group that comes in there, they put a lot of time and effort, but we also have an out if something is not going the way we think, then we can go in and so many days, such a request to cancel that contract.
Yeah.
And also, just one comment on the fair, just because I've been on the meetings, we get the dollar per ticket, but we also, the amount of money and stuff that they put into the fairgrounds adds up quite a bit every year as far as new roads, new buildings, bathrooms, just different things that they put into the facilities. That doesn't go quite for just a dollar
Yes, sir.
per ticket. So there's a little bit more on there, but
And you make a good point. The $197,000 was a dollar ticket surcharge. The $300,000 to $500,000 they put back into the grounds, and then as of these last 2 years, because of State Fair, you got 14 more million. They built those buildings out there, the $7.5 million or $7.1 million Tennessee Made building, the Perishable building, the 4-HFFA building. So that was a great point. I was not even thinking there. So it does bring in some good revenue. Yes, sir.
so once it's not during the fair time, we'll get revenue the rest of the time of the year.
Yeah.
We didn't have
Beforehand.
buildings for those.
And I will add, Sarah just texted me, I guess she's watching at home. She said we got the fair contract today and the expo contract. Both were changed for this coming year, hopefully to everybody's good. But we did get both of those in today and they are signed. We're still waiting on the Fiddler's Grove, which I think we meet on tomorrow, the next day one. Correct, Mr. Quentin?
It's worked out.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Every year we get $300,000 or $400,000 from the fair board. Then is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're improving. They're improving and they're putting money back in the ground. Correct. Out there at the fairgrounds, and they're spending $300,000 to $400,000 every year at the fairgrounds, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But the state now is they're reimbursing most of that money right now. A lot of the money that's being put in is given to us, like $14 million by the state to do that stuff now.
That's in addition to the $300,000 to $500,000 per year. That's in addition to that.
It's just additional with the roads.
Yeah.
We're looking at improvements on the roads going into the fairgrounds and the different buildings.
Any other questions, comments, Commissioner Gentry?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but just last month we approved almost $300,000 to equip the new building that the state gave us to build. And I'm wondering why the promotions didn't put their money in something like that.
Yeah.
So you got
gravel all the time or resurface.
Yeah.
It always comes out the ag fund.
Yeah.
It never comes from the promotions. Now,
Yeah,
where's this money held until we do these buildings? And in the bathrooms also, the new bathrooms were from the state money we got as well.
Correct. So the 14.
We had all these projects from the 14 million, and we basically ran out of money. Plus the birthing barn is being built, and I think that's a nonprofit doing that. So I don't see the ag center being improved to the point that it should be by the promotions. That's my comment.
So the 14 million that went in to build those buildings that are there, Commissioner Gentry, that are there, and then you added $300,000 to $400,000. Now you bought tables and chairs and equipment. But the thing to remember is that they'll have it during the month of August. You'll have it 11 months to rent out now, so that will bring in quite a bit of revenue. Be glad to figure that up and tell you. But I can guarantee you right now. I was there this morning for a country music barbecue thing that they're having out there that's going to be on national TV in Fiddler's Grove. I was there this last weekend for another one. There is a tremendous amount of money that's going through there, and I can show you the profit. I promise you, I would be, if it was a negative for me, I would be right there with you, but it is a positive.
It's a negative.
Yeah, it's.
A negative, but what I'm saying is the state gave us $14 million to
Yes.
build their building, and also we had to build restrooms. And
Yes.
it's been there many, many years, the Ag Center. And if they keep putting money back in every year, where's the money? What are they building? Can you give us a list of that, what they've done?
I sure can. I can give you a list for the last several years, and I think you'll be impressed with that list. Commissioner Jones?
Quick question for Director Smith. I think you answered it better than me. Give them an example, Quentin, what they spent on the Pop Smart Barn and Turner Evans building in the last 2 years.
They paid that out of Wilson Promotions.
That's exactly that, but it was in excess of $100,000 a piece on them, wasn't it? And they paid for a penny of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just an example of what they're doing with income.
Yeah, I'll break that down for you and give all of you that list because I think it's interesting to see what they got. Commissioner McFarland?
I want to ask Quentin whether he's satisfied with the way things are going out there or not. It's all been discussion tonight.
We're pretty overloaded out there.
Well, I know you are, but I'm talking about the finances. Are you happy with the way it's going?
Yeah, the mayor, he's being pretty conservative, because I know a year or two there, I think it was about 700,000 or 800,000 that they put back into the grounds out there. And, we worked with them to pick out things that we need done out there.
Thank you.
I will get you a list so that you'll know that. Any other questions on this? We kind of got sideways from animal control, but we're on animal control. Although
We're going too fast.
Animals out there. Yeah, it may fit, yeah. All in favor, say aye. Aye. But opposed? All good questions, though. Thank you so much for the questions, because they are good. They're good education for everybody, and unless you do it on a day-to-day basis, it's hard to know all this. Audit, Commissioner Glover?
No report.
Broadband, Commissioner Franklin?
No report, but I want to remind the commission, I think everybody got an invitation. There's a expansion announcement next Friday, March 31st at Carroll Oakland Elementary, if anybody wants to.
We sent that out to everybody. Commissioner Dow?
Well, I was just wondering what happened, to the money before. When are they going to get started? I've got people in my district that are, starving for internet, and we passed this or allotted the money, and don't seem like anything's happening or anything's moving. So can you just enlighten me on?
Okay, and it takes a while. I did ask them for a map the other day from them and the water districts for the state of the county that I give to find out kind of where they are. And so they have to do the engineering process. And so some of them are just now spending some of the money you give them. But what I'll ask each one of them to do is to kind of print out a report that I can send you, so you'll know what the status is of your money, how much has been claimed so far, how much is left to do, and hopefully they'll give me the territories as well that they're going to improve on. Okay, because I have dealt with both water districts so far. I know LaGuardia and Gladeville.
And one more question:
Yes,
is the meeting at Carroll Oakland that's not a public meeting, or is that a public meeting?
It probably be a public meeting, but you're welcome to go. I'm not for sure who all they're inviting.
If my people in my district are listening, are they available to go, or can they go, or?
I think you can go. I don't know. It won't be a question and answer type situation.
Right, but they can
go.
listen.
But
Yeah.
I can't answer that. Just as sure as I say, yeah, I'll be in trouble. So I know the commissioners have been invited. That is all I got. And unless Sarah texts me here in a minute, I'll find out if she texts me.
I hope she's keeping up with these lists.
It is not public from what she understands.
It's
Invitation only. Sorry. Commissioner Kurtz.
I can speak to as far as broadband. The main trunk line out Trailsville Ferry runs almost in my front yard, and they've already scheduled me for install.
Good.
So I know that it's being made available to people. I reached out to them, and they said absolutely.
Yeah, and I agree with you. They stopped by my house, and I've had every one of them stop by my house that's available. But to me, it's almost like cherry picking. I'm easy because I'm close to everything, and you got people that's way out that can't get it. You know what I mean? So go out and work on those people. We have options here, close around the city. We have options. They don't have an option. So go out and work with them first. That's just my 2 cents worth.
Okay, thank you. They are planning a public event later, according to Sarah. This one was just a breakfast on a panel. So we'll give you more detail when we learn that. Anything else on broadband? All in favor say aye. Aye. Development Tourism, Commissioner Brown.
No report.
Ethics, Commissioner Dow.
No report.
Finance, Commissioner Bowman.
No report.
Health and Recreation, Commissioner Smith.
No report.
Insurance, Commissioner McFarland.
No report.
Judicial, Commissioner Gentry.
No report.
Planning and Zoning, Commissioner McFarland.
March 5th, 5 o'clock. Minutes are in your packet. Those will be received and filed.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Rules, Commissioner Keith.
No report.
Urban Top Facility Board, Commissioner Scruggs.
No report.
Finance Director's Report, Mr. Aaron Maynard.
as we, excuse me, sort of talked about at the Budget Committee meeting, I think we're in good shape with everything, so I'm not really going to talk about that. I think what I probably need to talk about more than anything else is the security of our deposits with the banks. And many of you may already be familiar with the Tennessee Bank Collateral Pool. So when we put money with a bank, they have to secure deposits in our name up to 105% of what we deposit with the bank. Okay, that secures our deposits, and then the state of Tennessee would then assess if those were not enough to make up any loss in any deposits with the bank. The state of Tennessee would assess additional amounts to all the members of the bank collateral pool. So your deposits are safe. So I thought we should cover that because, as somebody said on the news this morning, when the tide goes out, you find out who's swimming naked. You're not swimming naked. Okay? Your deposits are secure. So that's the number one thing I want to say.
That concludes your report. Does that conclude your report?
That does conclude my report.
Amen.
Good.
I hear a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Kind of like that, with that hook they used to grab and get them off the stage. Report from the Gong Show, yeah. Report from the Budget Committee, Commissioner Marlowe.
Budget Committee met Thursday, March 9th in the Chair's Conference Room. Minutes are in your packet. Move they be received and filed.
Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. So you follow that.
Mr. Marlowe, who thought it was going to be a short meeting? She does it. Yeah.
Resolution 23-3-2 to approve a settlement with the State of Tennessee Department of Transportation in the condemnation case filed against Wilson County.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Oh, my machine here. Hey, I need you, brother.
Hey, hey.
I'm glad you're here.
Where'd it go?
Right here, flip the switch.
Let's see. We have a glitch.
Yeah, but I think yours is broke.
That everybody? No. Commissioner Fields?
I can't believe he said that.
Now we good? All hearts and minds good with your vote?
Yes.
Please record. 24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-3 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an appropriation from general fund to ambulance fund.
Motion approved. Second.
Got a motion, a second, now discussion. Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
Like this.
You just like to see the X's, don't you? Anybody we're missing?
Fields.
Commissioner Fields?
Gilligan.
Hit any key to continue.
Got them all now. All hearts and minds good with your vote?
The projector's down.
Aaron went to work on it.
Okay.
Yeah. All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
23, yes, 1 no, 1 absent.
23 yes, 1 no, 1 absent. Resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-4 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution for line item transfers to library.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
It ain't like.
You call him, Sonia.
It's lit. It was lit.
Come on, Chris.
He did.
All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-5 to reflect revenues received but not included in the original budget, and to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an additional appropriation into libraries and to make line item transfers in libraries.
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
There you go.
You good? All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-6 to amend the budget and appropriation resolutions to make an appropriation from the general fund to sheriff's department.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
I like it.
Commissioner Denton?
Hobbs,
Commissioner Hobbs?
Bernard.
Commissioner Bernard again.
Come on, Chad.
We got to start
Come
with
on,
these.
Chad.
You can push it no harder.
I got it. All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
24-1.
24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-7 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an appropriation from general fund to sheriff's department.
Second.
Discussion now? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
See, we're blinking.
Push them hard, boys. Commissioner Franklin? All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
24-1.
24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-8 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an appropriation from general fund to sheriff's department.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
I lit up this one.
Hobbs,
Commissioner Hobbs? Commissioner Denton? You may have to push them a little harder tonight.
Push it twice and kick it.
Tommy? Are we good?
That's about dinner.
I thought we tried to buy some new ones. I got it. All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
24-1.
24-1.
Resolution 23-3-9 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution and appropriations from the general fund to sheriff's department.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, are you ready to vote?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
It's got on there increased 10,000 on both sides. There's no decrease.
Yeah, you're looking at the wrong one. Which one are you looking at, sir?
Looking at 23-3-10.
We ain't got there yet.
Row 9.
We're on nine.
Oh, we're on 9.
Getting ready for the next one.
You want to save that to the next one then?
Yeah, make
Mr. Maynard, if you'll look at number
Do some
10,
research.
we'll have a question in just a minute. Any other discussion? Are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote on 23-3-9. We good? Can't believe it. All hearts and minds good with your vote?
It took us to 9 to get it.
Please record. 24-1, resolution passes. Mr. Maynard, do you want to address number 10 before we start it?
Yes, sir, we are doing this different than we used to, but the answer is that both lines are increasing. The 43380 is the revenue line in the commissary, and 307 is communications. So you're increasing revenues and increasing an expenditure, so they're both in the increase column.
Where's it
Thank you.
coming from?
20,000.
Where's it coming from inmates?
Okay.
Both of them.
Yeah, commissary.
Money's coming in from inmates to the commissary. That money's being allocated to be spent on communication.
Gotcha.
We ready, Mr. Marlowe?
Resolution 23-3-10 to reflect revenues received but not included in the original budget, and to amend the budget and appropriation resolution to make an additional appropriation into sheriff's department.
Motion. Second.
Discussion now? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
Yeah.
Commissioner Weathers and Commissioner Denton.
4 times.
We good? All hearts and minds are good with your vote? Please record.
It was the cheapest.
24-1, resolution passes.
Resolution 23-3-11, approving a lease agreement for the Wilson County Sheriff.
Voice vote.
Motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Now discussion. Commissioner Kurtz? Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote. Sorry.
Come on, Diane.
I already got him, so.
Diane, again.
All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record.
24.
Resolution 23-3-12 to amend the budget and appropriation resolution by approving Wilson County Board of Education Budget Amendment 23-9.
Motion.
Motion second, now discussion. Seeing none, are you ready to vote? Please cast your vote.
Giddy up. Bernard, that's 4 times.
Come on, Chad.
All hearts and minds good with your vote? Please record. 24-1, resolution passes. Any old business to come before the body? Any new business?
Just got something real quick.
Commissioner Glover?
Just real fast. Just hold with me for a sec. It's something with church. But we're having a unified service at College Hills on March 26th at 5 p.m., which is next Sunday. There's going to be 5 different churches, 5 different leaders. Going to be some awesome 4-part harmony singing with the whole congregation. So everybody's welcome to come out. College Hills on Level Pike.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody? I hear a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned.